stores right now at appliedconnective.com.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Saturday. Eagle Raceway is open for a full season of dirt track racing action every Saturday night. Don't miss the epic battles on the high banks of Eagle Raceway each Saturday between the Nebraska Septic Sprint Cars, Nebraska Lottery Modifieds, Avid Realty Sport Mods, Valentino's Hobby Stocks, and A1 Iron Stock Cars. Let's go racing. Eagle Raceway, just 10 miles east of Lincoln on O Street. Check out the full schedule at eagleraceway.com. Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in temperature-controlled high-end wine room. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for spirits and cigars. That's Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
Husker fans, the 2025 Nebraska football season is right around the corner, and we need your support in the Sea of Red at Memorial Stadium this fall. You can now purchase a Husker football 3-game mini plan for only $185. This plan includes a ticket to USC plus Akron or Houston Christian and either Michigan State, Northwestern, or Iowa. Tickets are only available while supplies last. Purchase your Husker football 3-game mini plan today, or for more information, visit huskers.com/tickets. Go Big Red.
Empire Netting and Fence delivers top-quality netting and fence solutions. From major sports venues to backyard installs and everything in between, coast to coast. We take on tough jobs with grit, integrity, and a strong commitment to safety. Empire is growing, and we're hiring motivated people ready to grow with us. We build each other up, and we're building something big. Think you've got what it takes? Apply now at empire-fence.com. That's empire-fence.com.
Is your child 7 to 8 years old and wanting to get involved in competitive baseball or softball? The Nebraska Dominators have been active in the youth sports community since 1994 and are currently holding tryouts for their 7U and 8U baseball and softball teams. Visit the Nebraska Dominators Facebook page for more info today and provide your player the path to a successful and enjoyable youth sports experience with the help of the Nebraska Dominators.
Have you been injured in an accident and don't know where to turn? You need an attorney you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you've been injured, we want to help you. Liberty Law's experienced attorneys are committed to the pursuit of justice for those injured. Call Liberty Law Group and find out how we can help get you the compensation you deserve. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. 877-42-LIBERTY. Liberty Law Group. Trial attorneys you can trust.
Are you buying a home? Westgate Bank understands that you need to make important decisions during your home buying journey. Our local lenders in Lincoln and Omaha make themselves available so you can get the information you need to know. Use our mobile mortgage app to manage your transaction from pre-qualification to closing, no matter where you are. Get the service and convenience you want from a local community bank where our interest is you. Learn more and visit us online at westgate.bank. Westgate Bank, equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Don't wait for Lincoln's fireworks stands to open up. Get the good stuff at Roca Crazy Cracker in downtown Roca. Stop in from June 25th through July 4th for the hot spot for rockets and more this Independence Day. Open 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. every day. It's Roca Crazy Cracker Fireworks in downtown Roca.
Welcome to The Drive with A.D. Raff and Ahman Gray. Former Husker football national champion, speaker, and author, Aaron Davis.
Nebraska will win the national championship. The Cornhuskers beat Miami. It is history, 13-0, and bring that trophy back to Lincoln.
Former Arena Football League quarterback, former head coach of the Capital City Crush, and guru of Husker football history, Chris Raff.
25 straight wins for the Cornhuskers. One of the most dominating stretches
college football history.
We may have seen one of the best teams in the history of college football tonight.
12-year NFL veteran.
He's got some speed to go with strength.
Huskers and Green Bay Packers Hall of Famer.
Shovel pass to Green into Vikings territory. Finally brought down.
And University of Nebraska eSports coach Ahman Green.
Look at Green all by himself. 20, 10, touchdown.
Sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, everybody, we are back again. This is The Drive on 93.7 The Ticket. It is Thursday, making our way through this week of weeks. What is up, Mr. Swim?
Raff, I was thinking about this last night. I was having a couple conversations with some family friends that I went to dinner with. And here's the deal. Can you believe we are just 5 days away from June being done? This month of June has absolutely flown by, and which is a good thing for all of us football fanatics out there, because obviously that means football is quickly approaching. Obviously, Big Ten Media Days from Las Vegas is a little less than a month away now, which is always an exciting time, because that's really when it feels like the season kicks off. But I mean, it's bizarre because we go through May and Husker baseball is going on, and we're talking about all of this and all of that. And then College World Series is here that takes up about 2 weeks of the calendar. And then you look down and you blink and it's June 26th. And here we are. July 4th is next week already. It's crazy, Raff. You've already been in Bama for a couple of months now. You don't even remember us in Nebraska.
I'm official Bamian now, I just
Anyway, it's the weather. The weather is we always talk weather because it's small talk. We always talk weather, and the weather, it's gone back and forth. It was raining when I was coming in to work today. It was sprinkling a little bit. Now it's sunshine and blue skies. As long as that rain holds off, we got golf league tonight. So hopefully, shout out to our friends. Obviously, we host the golf league out on Monday nights out at Woodland Hills. But I play in the Thursday night league. And so hopefully the rain holds off for that one. And because my golf game is at its peak right now, we can't get any better. That's all I'm saying, Raff.
That's what I like to hear. Yeah, it's crazy here. Yesterday it was supposed to be no rain, and I'll be darned. Last night it started raining. Woke up this morning, thunder, lightning, raining. I'm like, Seattle of the South. That's what it is down here.
Yeah, it's something like that. Hey, I'll tell you one guy I'm not jealous or envious of at all before we get to our guests is Aaron Davis right now. That man, he went through the ringer regarding his flights out in Denver. We talked about it on the show yesterday, how he was going to be coming back from Sacramento, that he was going to be in studio today. Yep. Raff, you and I got a couple of texts last night. What was the first one? Like 10 p.m. Well, we were I'm sure we were both being updated throughout the evening, but we got our first one collectively like at 10 p.m. saying, all right, we're going to try it. And then we got the next one about an hour later saying it's not going to happen. And AD's flight got delayed too late. He had to spend the night in Denver, and he should be on the plane right now on the way back to Lincoln.
Yep, he should be about 15 minutes in. The best thing probably about that whole thing was he got stuck in Denver, so he got to sleep a night in the land of greatness.
Something like that. I'm sure he went to your boy Elway's Steakhouse and indulged a little bit. So that's the only good piece of dinner that you could probably get in the Denver airport, I would imagine. So anyway, Raff, we're joined by a couple of special guests. I know they obviously mean a lot to you, and Malachi and Ron Kellogg III. Tell us a little bit more about, before we bring them in, tell us a little bit more about our guests here, Raffy.
All right. So we got my man, Malachi Hopkins. This dude is a legitimate phenom in the city of Lincoln. What are you, 22 or 23 right now? I got it confused.
22.
22. He's got a nonprofit. Everybody gets a chance. I mean, just gives out scholarships to young kids so they can participate in sports. You've done more at 22 than what I've done at 51. So I'm jealous of you, Mr. Malachi. You are a bright light of Lincoln, Nebraska. You hear all the negative in the world these days, and then you meet people like you, and I say, nah, there's hope. There is hope for the future. So, Malachi, you are awesome, and it's a pleasure to know you. Mr. Ron Kellogg, well, what can I say about this guy? I mean, he beat Northwestern. That's all I have to say.
How much? Okay, so let's start here on a little lighter note, Ron. Let's start here. How much do you still hear about that?
Oh, every summer.
Every summer?
Uh-huh.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
That is amazing.
Okay, so Malachi, I'll start with you, my friend. Tell us a little bit more. We've had you on obviously a couple of times in the past, but tell us a little bit more about Everybody Gets a Chance. We'll get to the event here in a little bit, but kind of walk us through your entire story of why you chose to start this, what kind of all led up to it, how has it grown? Because it's grown at a ridiculous pace.
Yeah,
kind of walk us through the whole story, my friend.
Got you. So, about 3 years ago, I was playing junior college football at Coffeyville, Kansas. They were on Last Chance U. And 2021, I was dealing with an injury there, like that was just like excruciating pain. I was like nerve pain with my neck and stuff during like summer camp. Something wasn't right. So I knew I needed to go to the doctor. And then after the summer season, I went down there for the fall, and then just it wasn't going well. So my coach pulled me aside. I was like, "Hey man, like we need to get you down to the doctor, get you an MRI and all that good things." So I came back to Lincoln, got an MRI, and then they were like, "Yeah, so you have spinal stenosis. And, we're gonna have to get surgery. You're never gonna be able to play a contact sport again." And with I've been playing football since I was in 4th grade. Yeah. I'm gonna be honest, like I've had mentors in my life help me. Like I thought it was gonna be the rest of my life, regardless if it was not playing, I'm coaching and stuff like that. And it really broke me. So I had to like dig deep and find out what I could do after dealing with all of, those setbacks and stuff. So I did a lot of thinking. I took a year and a half off of school just because I was dealing with the medical issues. I was just kind of depressed in that moment. And, I always wanted to be like a teacher, like maybe a PE teacher and a football coach. So I was thinking like how I could like translate that into what I wanted to do. And the first thing I thought I could do, I was like, you know what, like sports performance training has always been one of my favorite things. I had a really good coach at Lincoln High, Coach Venable. He was Nebraska Strength Coach of the Year 2 different times. And, he motivated me a lot to want to start training kids. And I brought it up to my mom, and I was like, yeah, I think I want to start training kids, And a lot of the kids that I would want to train, or even kids that kind of grew up like me, don't have access to organized sports, the funds to be able to play it, or even not even the access to have organized sports, but even the access to sports training, because that's what's a lot popular nowadays, and every kid's getting trained is what it seems like. I mean, we're in 2025. There's kids I'm looking at TikTok at 5 years old.
Yeah. Well, and it's crazy because I think as parents or as a guardian of somebody that is going through like the youth sports, they look at it and go, man, I'm so behind if my kid's not doing this, because we are so much on our phones and on the screen that we see what everybody else is doing, and they have that oh no moment of my kid's behind.
For sure. Yeah. So I think that's just a huge thing now. It's like if you're not getting sports trained outside or putting in that extra work, it's hard to go to that next level. And my goal with Everybody Gets a Chance was to bridge that gap. And that's why we do sports performance training and mentorship and give out scholarships every month for underprivileged kids. So, I want to break that gap. And so as we've grown, we started, we got registered in 2022. And, ever since then, it's just been up from there. Last year at our community event, we gave out our first scholarship. Now we've given out over like 10.
Wow.
So, our first gala last year, we raised $3,000. Our gala this year, we raised $18,000. So we've grown a lot, and it means a lot to me. And I've met a lot of good people on the way. And, I definitely think it's something that's needed, especially with how many kids, especially Lincoln, Nebraska, need it. Because I'd say Omaha has a lot more of an advantage with the sports training than Lincoln.
Sure. Ron, I guess when you listen to that, and obviously Malachi well, but like when you hear him talk the way he does, and as somebody that played at the level that you did, just kind of what goes through your mind? Because as the world has shifted from when you were growing up, obviously, to where it's at now, just kind of what goes through your mind when you hear that?
Probably the first thing that goes through my mind was when I was a kid in Omaha. There was a guy, his name was Yano Jones. He did something similar to what Malachi's doing, and just the opportunity to be with an adult male figure, a role model, and someone that like cared about what you were going through and what you wanted to focus on was very beneficial for me. And so it's just an amazing opportunity to see Malachi and his team work with our students at our different schools, and just how they build up resiliency, accountability, integrity, all through doing movement, which is kind of hard to do to get sometimes middle school kids to pay attention in a classroom, for example.
Yeah.
These kids are doing it after school. So usually after school, you're ready to go home. You don't want to take any more instruction, but that's the complete opposite of what Malachi brings to these kids. So it's something that I think is very beneficial to the kids here. And I'm just happy that we have someone in Lincoln that wants to do that.
Yeah. Go ahead, Raffy.
All right. So knowing Malachi, he's always got something going on. So what do you have going on this Saturday, big dog?
Man, we don't got nothing going on.
I feel like that's a lie.
It is a lie, most definitely. So everyone listening, we have our 3rd annual community event. And this year, we are doing it big. We're doing a lot of different things. I want to give a huge thanks to the CLC and Lincoln Lancaster Health Department because we are partnering with them. That's why I want to thank Ron because we are partnering with them because last year, we had about 5 vendors. I just kind of last minute texted people. And it was still a lot of fun. We had about 600 people there.
Wow.
But this year, we are offering affordable sports signups at the event because of them. So this year, not only are we going to have free food, a DJ, a skate contest, the Husker basketball, volleyball, and football, a dunk tank, 360 photo booths. We're announcing 8 scholarships, and then we're doing the sports signups. So we have, I believe, 22 vendors and sports signups all together that people can come and get affordable sports signups, other nonprofits that, there's programs that do stuff outside of sports that are community driven.
Yeah.
And we just want to give, it's at no cost too.
Mm-hmm.
So this is all no cost. Kona Ice will be there 1:30 to 2:30. We'll have Journal Star covering it. It's just going to be a fun event. We like to have it no cost. I want to give back to the community at Peter Pan Park this Saturday, 12 to 4 p.m.
If you had to guess how many people are going to show up,
my estimated goal with how much we've grown, like you said, is just getting bigger every year.
Yeah,
I'd say about 750 to 1,000.
Jeez. Okay. So I know this is going to be this is the impossible question. Can you put that into words? Like as somebody that's seen this when it started at its inception to now, right? We've talked a lot about the growth, but can you put that into words? And the answer might be no.
I honestly I talked to my my president, my vice president a lot. And I sit there because like 3 years ago, I just remember sitting there and I'm like, dude, I want this to be so big. And
yeah,
it's surpassed everything I've already thought it would. So now it's like I have to open my mind even more to it's kind of crazy, but I have to do some big stuff with EGC to surprise myself.
Sure.
Because I feel like I've already, surprised myself. So now it's like, what can I do now?
So I guess let me ask you this, because obviously somebody like yourself, always forward thinking. So past the Saturday event, what are some goals that you guys have? And then on top of that, what are you guys in most need of? Excuse me.
So after our community event, because it's one of our biggest events of the year, we do it annually. So it's our 3rd this time. We'll be focusing on our golf scramble. We had our first one last year. And, we raised a decent amount of money from that to help us start sports program on our own last year. So that was huge. So we'll be focusing on that. Still waiting to confirm a date with, the location and stuff like that. But my kind of goal is, for next year, like I said, I like to think big. We want to start fundraising more for more scholarships and also a future facility because, I realized that we've worked with over 150 kids just that last semester. Huge thanks to the CLC with the after school program. And now we're projected 200, 250 because we're working with more schools. So it's why can't we keep that partnership with CLC and have our own facility for it or where other nonprofits can work with other kids and stuff like that? Because a lot of the things with the kids at CLC, not all of them go to our sports camp. And my goal with everybody gets a chance just isn't sports.
Yeah.
So I want to be able to put other nonprofits in there and other activities that kids in Lincoln can do all in a facility where it's called Everybody Gets a Chance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Go ahead, Raffy.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And then also too, Malachi, it's always been fun talking to him. We talk about, the gala that comes up and stuff like that, and just some of the ideas that you have. If anybody is interested in donating money to Everybody Gets a Chance or helping out or whatever, how do they go about getting a hold of you?
For sure. So if you go to our website, EGC, that's our abbreviator for Everybody Gets a Chance, EGC Nebraska, and then .org. All of the information will be on there with my personal phone number. You can donate straight through there. You can put in a questionnaire. If you're hearing this and you have kids, you can fill out our monthly scholarship on there also. Our social media pages on Instagram with EGC.NE, and on Facebook, it's Everybody Gets a Chance. And we're also on LinkedIn too. But yeah, you could even give me a call, shoot me a text, fill out that questionnaire through our website, or even if you would like to sit down, I can give you more our background and what we do here, just so you can get a clear view. We are 501c3, so it is a write-off, and it also helps the kids in our community tremendously.
Guys, before we get you out of here, I want to ask both of you, because you guys have both been involved in the youth sports community quite often. What's one story you guys kind of hang your hats on, or one experience that you said, okay, yeah, I'm supposed to be involved, I'm supposed to be doing this, I'm in the right space here. I'll let you go first, Ron, if that's all right. I'm putting you on the spot there.
It'd probably be my first year coaching at Lincoln Youth Football when they had the Lincoln Firefighters. It was a couple of students that were on the fence about the sport itself, but just giving them opportunities to shine and grow within their positions to show them that they can actually do what they're signed up to do.
Sure.
And then seeing them doing that repetition after repetition after repetition, and then actually participating in a Sunday game and showcasing their talents to not only their teammates, their families, but the opposition, and just the smiles. That's probably what really hooked me for sure, was just seeing how excited and elated these kids were to show that they could actually do it versus saying to themselves they could do it.
Yeah. Malachi, how about you, my man?
I actually got a perfect story for this. So I think 2 to 3 summers ago, when we first started training, we were partnered with the Malone Center doing their kids 2 days a week. And like Ron kind of said, we're dealing with kids after school. So I take a lot of pride in being like a disciplined coach, but also I'm very rewarding. So I was very disciplined with the kids, letting them know, you have to give me your 100% effort. So, I'd always get called, quote unquote, a mean coach, but they also still love me. There's a difference.
It's one of those things that in the moment, it's like, gosh, I hate this guy. Not really, but it's like, gosh, I hate this guy. And then about 5 years down the road, you're like, okay, you know what? He was the best thing for me at the time, and I didn't realize it.
I mean, I even had a kid that at the Malone tell me, you're only rude to us when we don't listen. I was like, yep.
Yeah,
for sure. That's what you got it.
Hey, you acknowledged it.
Yep, perfect. So, I was always on them. I cared a lot about them. I showed up for them every single time, and they were really good kids. But it was also like my first year, 2 years training with them. So I remember it'd always be hard to get them through the warm up. But at our last day there, I was like, hey guys, I'm so proud of you guys. Let's play games today. I can bring you guys some snacks. But this is the last day of the session, And when I tell you, we had kids on the ground kicking and crying, bawling their eyes. We don't want you to leave, and this and that. And I was like, wow, I knew they cared about me, but not to a point where they're sitting there crying, talking about they don't want to leave, that they don't want me to leave. But that just shows, with underprivileged kids or kids that don't necessarily have a father figure, or just at a disadvantage, that they need people to stay consistent for them.
Yeah.
And when I seen that, I knew I'm going to be doing this the rest of my life.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Raff, we're up against the clock, my friend. Take us out of here.
All right. Hey, before we go out, Malachi, do you need to say thank you to anyone else, or?
Yes, I do. Thank you. So we do got a lot of sponsors, and I thank everyone so much. So I want to thank Rocket Carpet Care. I want to thank Raising Cane's, LPD, Food Fort, The Bay, the Bowie Boys, Ashley Shea, the CLC, the Lincoln Lancaster Health Department, Party Inflators, Soul Dispensary, First Lincoln Federal Credit Union, Lincoln Track Club, Dillard's, and Ink Alley. I appreciate all you guys for being a part of the event, helping it make it a great day. So we hope to see you guys this Saturday, 12 to 4 p.m. at Peter Pan Park.
Awesome. I love it. And Malachi, save us a spot in the golf scramble if I can get back.
Hey,
I got you.
We do have a lot of golfers that listen, and we've had a couple of people send in texts of saying we're in for golf scrambles, so let us know. So
sounds good. Oh yeah, we'll have that information soon, so be ready.
Perfect, man. Raffy, take us out of here, my friend.
All right. Well, go to break. This is The Drive, 93.7, The Ticket.
Have you been injured in an accident and don't know where to turn? You need an attorney you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you've been injured, we want to help you. Liberty Law's experienced attorneys are committed to the pursuit of justice for those injured. Call Liberty Law Group and find out how we can help get you the compensation you deserve. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. 877-42-LIBERTY. Liberty Law Group. Trial attorneys you can trust.
Hey there, this is Paul Scheel, owner of High Electric. I want to thank our friends and loyal customers and introduce High Electric to those looking for a new electrician. We've been serving the Lincoln and Omaha area for over 30 years, from design to install, upgrades, and repair. If you are a homeowner or a small business needing some electrical work, call us at 402-466-6606 or check us out at hyelectric.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see a chance of showers and storms. Otherwise, partly sunny skies. The afternoon high around 88. Tonight, a few showers early, then mainly cloudy skies, a low around 67. And tomorrow, we'll see decreasing clouds throughout the day with light winds. It'll be hot with a high near 91. I'm meteorologist Kyle Tucker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Mike, I've been thinking our house could really use a makeover. How about new siding?
I've been thinking the same thing. Have you heard of James Hardy?
Yes! Sarah down the street had Roofing Service Company install James Hardy siding on their home, and they love it.
Roofing Service Company does have great reviews.
They took her through the design process and made everything super easy.
Roofing Service Company offers expert design and installation. Couple that with James Hardy's durable products and variety of colors, you and your family will love your exterior remodel. Just visit roofingservicecompany.com. That's roofingservicecompany.com.
Shopping for new flooring is different today. Getting your questions answered, making the right selection, getting the best value, and installed quickly and professionally. Visit ostreetcarpet.com or shop our store. We'll answer all your questions and help you make the right choice. You'll be enjoying your new floor in just days for less than you'd pay elsewhere. Carpet, vinyl, wood, laminate, tile, and area rugs. We've got it all.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
Saturday. Eagle Raceway is open for a full season of dirt track racing action every Saturday night. Don't miss the epic battles on the high banks of Eagle Raceway each Saturday between the Nebraska Septic Sprint Cars, Nebraska Lottery Modifieds, Avid Realty Sport Mods, Valentino's Hobby Stocks, and A1 Iron Stock Cars. Let's go racing. Eagle Raceway, just 10 miles east of Lincoln on O Street. Check out the full schedule at eagleraceway.com.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills Global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in temperature-controlled high-end wine room. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for spirits and cigars. That's Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln. Saturday. Eagle Raceway is open for a full season of dirt track racing action every Saturday night. Don't miss the epic battles on the high banks of Eagle Raceway each Saturday between the Nebraska Septic Sprint Cars, Nebraska Lottery Modifieds, Avid Realty Sport Mods, Valentino's Hobby Stocks, and A1 Iron Stock Cars. Let's go racing. Eagle Raceway, just 10 miles east of Lincoln on O Street. Check out the full schedule at eagleraceway.com.
Don't wait for Lincoln's fireworks stands to open up. Get the good stuff at Roca Crazy Cracker in downtown Roca. Stop in from June 25th through July 4th for the hot spot for rockets and more this Independence Day. Open 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. every day. It's Roca Crazy Cracker Fireworks in downtown Roca. Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills Global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency.
Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
In today's digital world, technology works great until it doesn't. At Hamilton, we work to keep your business up and running. We are more than an IT company. We're your partner, focused on customized solutions that set you up for success now and in the future. Say goodbye to tech stress and unexpected IT costs when you hire Hamilton. Together, we help you focus on what really matters. Hamilton Business Technologies. Real people, real technology solutions. Connect with us at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Are you buying a home? Westgate Bank understands that you need to make important decisions during your home buying journey. Our local lenders in Lincoln and Omaha make themselves available so you can get the information you need to know. Use our mobile mortgage app to manage your transaction from pre-qualification to closing, no matter where you are. Get the service and convenience you want from a local community bank where our interest is you. Learn more and visit us online at westgate.bank. Westgate Bank, equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Now back to The Drive with AD, Raff, and Ahman Gray on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, everybody, we're back again. This is The Drive on 93.7 The Ticket. It is Thursday, just running through the week. Swimster.
We can't thank Malachi Hopkins, Ron Kellogg III for stopping in. Once again, that event this Saturday at Peter Pan Park, 12 to 4 p.m. Just an awesome organization. Everybody gets a chance. Awesome organization. I have a feeling that we'll be quite involved with their golf scramble. I was talking to Malachi after it, and we're excited that not only are we going to probably play in it, but more so maybe even the ticket involved in some capacity there. So we're excited. Obviously, everybody gets a chance. A thing that has just grown in the blink of an eye, and it's really, really cool when you get to meet these people that are behind the names, because it is fascinating to see how they operate and how they think. And so, once again, shout out to somebody that's similar to my age, even younger than me, Malachi Hopkins, doing his thing with Everybody Gets a Chance.
Yeah, and it's going to be crazy. That gala coming up this year, I don't know what the date will be, but he's talking about keynote speakers and stuff like that. And it's just like, you think? And then I know one of his mentors, and his mentor's just like, oh, yeah, we'll give him a call. We'll see what happens. So, it's going to be a crazy gala this year, I have a feeling.
But I feel like when you're in the spot that like Malachi is with trying to take this thing by the horns and just really run with it, that you need somebody alongside that like fuels your I don't want to say crazy ideas, but your big ideas, right? Where you sit there and go, oh yeah, might as well. Worst thing that they can say is no, right? Like that's the type of mentality I think that you have to have, but also whoever you're working with in that organization has to have that same mentality as well.
Well, I think sometimes he gets caught in that too. I think he thinks like, well, maybe I can't go that big or I can't do that. And then having those mentors around that saying, hey, you've done this, you've already hosted a gala in golf tournaments, and this is the 3rd annual Everybody Gets a Chance. It's like you can do whatever you want. You just got, if you set your mind to it, and that's what he's doing right now. So it's so cool to see what he does. It restores my faith in humanity when I meet people like that. It's like good, there's positive out there.
I know. Tell me about it. Well, and as we turn the tables to a little bit of a negative conversation, a little bit, which I think you did this on purpose, Raff. No, I'm kidding. By the way, throughout the show, 402-464-5685, the Honda of Lincoln hotline and the Starter Heyman text line are open for everybody to chime in their thoughts throughout the course of the show. But Raff, so you saw it a couple of nights ago. We wanted to get to it yesterday, but just ran out of time. It was the fan is now indefinitely banned from major league ballparks, every single major league ballpark, after he was shouting derogatory terms and words and sentences to Ketel Marte of the Arizona Diamondbacks the other night. And we find out that the fan was kind of saying some things regarding his mom, who passed away from a car accident back in 2017. If you know anything about Ketel Marte, he was very, very close with his mother, who passed away a few years, now 7 or 8 years ago. And Ketel Marte was actually visibly upset. Like he started crying in the field. He was playing second base for the Diamondbacks and was crying. And the fan eventually gets ejected. And then it came out yesterday that Major League Baseball has banned the fan indefinitely from every single major league ballpark. But it kind of got into this conversation between you and I, Raff, to where it was like, what do we have to do to try and police this a little bit better? And I don't know if there is such a clear-cut answer.
Yeah, no, that's what I was thinking. I was like, where is the line drawn? I mean, of course, with Ketel Marte, I mean, that is way over the line. But but what is the line? You know, how much, what kind of, you know, I guess kind of razzing, and, you know, it's kind of a little bit a part of sports through the years. I mean, I look back on, you know, the old, I hate to date myself, but the old Big 8 basketball days, you know, and stuff like that. And we'd have like the fan sections, and we used to, like, I'll be honest, there was a person that would get the name of the guy's girlfriend or whatever, you know, and we'd be, I mean, is that over the line? You know, in today's world, I'm thinking, yeah, it probably is. But back then, I mean, it was like we were being brought together, and the entire crowd with, or not the crowd, but the student section was like, okay, this guy's girlfriend's name is, you know, it's just like, where's the line at these days?
Well, and I think another part of this is just to be aware of how accessible these athletes are at times, right? Like, not even just in by accessible, I mean more so off the field. The information that you're able to gather about these athletes off the field, and a lot of it is, I mean, if they have significant others and they're posting pictures, right? Like they know what they're doing, but also it's kind of freaky to think about how many just fans are out there snooping and basically just looking for information that then they can take to a game and start yelling at these dudes. And yeah, sure, like the Ketel Marte situation is over the top. It's extreme. But like my point is more so of, I think it's important, just once again, it's not going to be fixed. It's never going to be perfect. And it's basically impossible to stop before it happens, because you're not going to be able to go and tell somebody not to say something before they say it. So it makes it practically an impossible conversation. However, I think it's just kind of interesting to acknowledge how accessible so much personal information is on some of these guys, especially the top tier athletes. And then basically they're inviting you into this place of work to where they play sports and they play on a playing surface, and you buy a ticket to go and watch them only to do something that could potentially get you kicked out. It's just a mind-boggling formula, in my opinion, to like think that, okay, yeah, you know what, I'm going to come in here and I'm going to talk about this dude's mom that unfortunately passed away in a car accident. Like that just seems so foreign to me.
And I know, and we got a text in saying that the heckler didn't know his mother died, but even if not knowing or not, and it's heckling a guy's mom. Like, I'm thinking, you know, to North Carolina games this year, I mean, where's going to be the limit with Bill Belichick? I mean, there's going to be some probably unmerciless fans out there that are going to have some crazy, you know, I see signs, I'm probably heckling. It's like, where's the limit? And then is it going to be like he's pointing in the crowd and going, get them out of here, and then they're suspended forever? You know, it's like, what is, you know,
well, we've had this a couple of times this year, and it's funny. Insightful dude chimes on the text line, says the rest of the fans need to help police this kind of stuff. Life needs to be more like hockey, when someone gets out of line, you can square up and punch them in the mouth. No, because I think unfortunately that's when you start to get, you know, other people involved. However, I think you're right. Like, I think there's the accountability piece. Insightful dude, a piece of what you said is correct, because now the video came out of the guy heckling or yelling at Ketel Marte 2 days ago on Tuesday evening or afternoon. And like, even the Diamondbacks manager was turning around and like starting to yell at him and got into a confrontation. Just a little under a week ago, there was a player from the Detroit Tigers who got into a physical altercation with a fan, and like things like that happened. And so it's starting to happen more and more. And it's whether it's little things like fan interference and then John back and forth after the play. Like, I think there's a certain level of entitlement that I think fans at times feel that, okay, I bought this ticket to come and see you play, I deserve some sort of verbal exchange, whether that's a signature, whatever it might be. There's this like entitlement. We got to remember here that essentially, this is going to make me sound soft, I suppose, that essentially we as fans are going to watch these guys and gals. Like that is what we're doing. We're watching them for our entertainment here, and they got a job to do. Like their job in that instance is not to appease the fan bases. Like they got to do their job. And so it's a really, really fine line. Like you said, there's never going to be a universal thought of like, okay, this is where it becomes too much. But I thought when I was driving in thinking about this today, I was really considering like this. Yeah, you know what? In comparison to 20 years ago, things are a lot more accessible. I mean, people can find out a lot of just random information that like you never would have had to worry about them finding 25 years ago.
No, it's I'm thinking a lot of, like Aaron Rodgers, talking about his new wife, and she's not one to be in the public, but it's so hard with that. It's like, where's the line though? Because I mean, you're married to the public figure who's going on the Pat McAfee show talking about not wanting you to know. I mean, doesn't that kind of tempt the person out there to be like, okay, so we want to know more if you're
exactly. I think there's also something to be said about the athletes know what they're getting themselves into, right? Like that's the other side of this. That's more maybe a pro fan opinion, is that the athlete knows, all right, what am I getting myself into? I understand that with this responsibility of being a professional athlete comes the fanfare, comes the criticisms, I suppose, if you want to call it, the heckling. And so therefore you got to figure out a way to get tough skin. But I think once again, when you start digging to what I found out, this is what I've actually, found out through a lot of these conversations with guys of like how they deal with adversity and heckling in this case, is that you can come at me all you want. You can say whatever you want about me, but you come at the people that are closest to me, whether that's a girlfriend, whether that's a wife, whether that's a mom, that's where you start to run into big issues, because that's somebody, and even if the fan was not aware, right? Allegedly, like our texter said, even if like that's when okay, somebody's done a little bit of research and actually came to the game with the intent of coming after me. And that's where I think it feels a little more personal. If you just want to yell there that hey, Ketel Marte, you suck. Come on, strike out again. Here we go. Bat swing, bada. Like if you want to do that stuff, that doesn't bother any of them. But it's once again, it's when you yell and there's actual information out there that you have to go on the internet and search for. That's when I think Raff, the attack, feels a little more personal, and that's maybe when the line is crossed.
Yeah. Can I ask you a question, Nick?
Go ahead.
When you went to see Alex Bregman, how personal did you get?
I may have yelled, "You suck, Bregman," but that was it. But that's my other thing is it was purely okay. So that's a good example. Like my approach there was frankly purely baseball motivated. I was just pissed off he didn't sign with the Cubs. That's all it was. I mean, that's genuinely. But also, I said it once, and then I was like, okay, Nick, you're yelling from the 15th row in the lower level down the third baseline. Is he going to actually be able to hear you? And that's the other part, is like you have to be close enough to be able to actually make an impact. Kmart Steve, he chimes in here. Steve says, your life has very little positivity in it if you're yelling about players' family members. I'll bet if you dig into those fans' social medias, it's nothing but complaining and whining about how their life is unfair. It's the whole victim mentality, and they're simply weak people. They won't put any work into actually improving their own lives. And that's where maybe, Raff, we answered our question of like where the line is crossed. Maybe we just answered it through this conversation of you can come at the actual player all you want. You can say whatever you want. If you have a personal vendetta because he did you wrong when you went to college with him and he was in your calculus class, like whatever it might be, like, sure, you can be mad at him all you want. But it's when you start to go after, once again, there's a few people that I think everybody has, and it's different for me maybe than it is different for you, Raffi, but it's like, all right, if you come at immediate family members, if you come at significant others, that's when we start to have a problem. Come at me all you want. You can say it's the same conversation we have with like our text line and stuff. It's I got told to pound sand yesterday morning. Like that doesn't bother me. But if you make comments about anything else, we're going to start to have issues, and maybe it might generate a reply. So I think that's where we can have that conversation.
I gotcha. Hey, and I got another question before we go to break. I need a report on Cal Raleigh.
Good. He is on fire.
Yeah, I just actually, I'm going to be honest with you. First time I heard his name was like last week. I hear he's like leading the major league in home runs. I think he had 32 when I looked. It's just like, usually I just that I never heard his name before. I was just stunned. I was upset because he had 34 home runs last year, 106 RBIs. I think he batted 220 last year, a little low on the batting average side. But man, he's on fire this year, and I was just stunned. I'd never heard his name before.
Well, Raff, let me ask you this: how many Major League Baseball catchers active could you name right now?
Salvador Perez.
And this is not a slight. Like, this is where I'm being serious. Like, the days of catchers being I don't want to say notable, because they're very, very important to the whole operation. But in terms of like franchise players being the catcher, there's not a Mike Piazza out here right now. Like, that's what's different. And a lot of these guys, they actually change positions. So like Wilson Contreras is the perfect example. He was a top 5 catcher in all of baseball when he was with the Chicago Cubs. He goes to the St. Louis Cardinals, and they actually change his position. And so now he doesn't catch predominantly. And so you have a lot of guys changing positions, and that can be difficult as just a casual fan to keep up on that.
Yeah, that is crazy. You know, now that I think about it, I don't know any catchers other than Salvador Perez and now Cal Raleigh.
Maybe in the 10 o'clock segment, we need to play a game. And I have some gift cards on the line for anybody that can name a starting catcher or more so. Like, if you feel like you can name, I don't know, 8.
No Googling. Here's
what we would do. We would honestly probably have you guys call in. We'll have a little bit of a makeshift game show, and I would have $50 to the Grotto Bar and Lounge on the line. So we'll do that. Maybe we do that in the 10 o'clock hour. I have to figure out logistics of it. We're going to do a little makeshift here. Maybe we could start doing this every single day, because we have good friends over at the Grotto and Bar 48. And so we might have to do this, shift it, switch things up, and maybe do a little bit of a makeshift trivia challenge here in the 10 o'clock hour.
I like it.
All right, Raffy.
I don't think I would win.
No, but I don't even know how many in all honesty, I could name. That's where we get kind of hairy. Is I'm not sure. I could go down and like name a couple of the NL Central, a couple AL Central guys, but like, you don't have Joe Mauer's playing, you don't have Mike Piazza's playing, you don't have Pudge Rodriguez, like you don't have those, and so it's a lot of young guys that get opportunities, and then once they are in the league for a couple of years, they stop. Buster Posey's retired. He's in the front office for the San Francisco Giants now. So it is a different type of world that we live in right now. So if I told you the name Carson Kelly, Raff, would you believe that he was a catcher for the Chicago Cubs?
Nope.
There you go. That's a perfect example right there. So, all right, Raffy, take us to break. We got history on the other side, my friend.
Oh yeah, we'll go to break. Just the drive, 93.7 The Ticket.
Saturday. Eagle Raceway is open for a full season of dirt track racing action every Saturday night. Don't miss the epic battles on the high banks of Eagle Raceway each Saturday between the Nebraska Septic Sprint Cars, Nebraska Lottery Modifieds, Avid Realty Sport Mods, Valentino's Hobby Stocks, and A1 Iron Stock Cars. Let's go racing. Eagle Raceway, just 10 miles east of Lincoln on O Street. Check out the full schedule at eagleraceway.com.
Empire Netting and Fence delivers top quality netting and fence solutions. From major sports venues to backyard installs and everything in between, coast to coast. We take on tough jobs with grit, integrity, and a strong commitment to safety. Empire is growing, and we're hiring motivated people ready to grow with us. We build each other up, and we're building something big. Think you've got what it takes? Apply now at empire-fence.com. That's empire-fence.com.
Are you buying a home? Westgate Bank understands that you need to make important decisions during your home buying journey. Our local lenders in Lincoln and Omaha make themselves available so you can get the information you need to know. Use our mobile mortgage app to manage your transaction from pre-qualification to closing, no matter where you are. Get the service and convenience you want from a local community bank where our interest is you. Learn more and visit us online at westgate.bank. Westgate Bank, equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Spring sports are here and it's time to upgrade your equipment. But don't go rushing to your big box store. Play It Again Sports is your place to go for all spring sports equipment for baseball, softball, golf, and disc golf. Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And don't forget, buying from them is a great way to get new products with great discounts by also bringing in your used items for store credit or cash on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
John Henry's has a brand new membership club to protect your entire home in one program. With a VIP and a deluxe option, we will help you find the plan that best fits your needs. Receive discounts on services and equipment, priority service, complimentary inspections, and so much more. Protect your home's plumbing, heating, cooling, and electrical systems all in one membership. Call John Henry's to learn more.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
And electrical.
Load up on meat and more this spring at The Mercado by Certified Piedmontese with great selections of T-bones, tomahawks, ribeyes, filet mignon, brisket, sirloin, and so much more. The Mercado has locations at 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, and now 85th and Old Cheney in Lincoln, where you can have $2 draft beer every Thursday night from 4 to 8 p.m. and half-price espresso drinks on Fridays from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Get to The Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Shopping for new flooring is different today. Getting your questions answered, making the right selection, getting the best value, and installed quickly and professionally. Visit ostreetcarpet.com or shop our store. We'll answer all your questions and help you make the right choice. You'll be enjoying your new floor in just days for less than you'd pay elsewhere. Carpet, vinyl, wood, laminate, tile, and area rugs. We've got it all.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
Take control of your health with the DASH scan at Advanced Medical Imaging. The DASH scan is a full-body MRI designed for advanced health screening. This dynamic approach provides exceptionally sharp images across multiple organ systems, helping to detect potential concerns early. With minimal radiation and no invasive procedures, the DASH scan offers a safe, comprehensive look at your health. Plus, results are delivered faster than ever, giving both patients and physicians confidence in screening and diagnosis. Your health is too important to wait. Schedule your DASH scan today at Advanced Medical Imaging. Visit amimaging.com or call 402-484-6677 to learn more.
I tried to hide my cigarette smoking. Then I was rushed into emergency surgery to repair the damage smoking did to my heart. It shocked everyone because they thought I was healthy. Yet because I smoked, I had a severe heart condition that nearly killed me. My tip is, you may be able to hide your smoking from the world, but you can't hide from the damage smoking does to your body.
Call the Nebraska Tobacco Quit Line, 1-800-QUIT-NOW, 1-800-784-8669. Paid for by Tobacco Free Nebraska. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Now back to The Drive with AD, Raff, and Ahman Green on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, everybody, we're back again. This is The Drive on 93.7 The Ticket. Hey, Nick, I just want to thank you. I got in trouble with my mom over the break.
Why is that?
When it came to naming catchers, my nephew, John Andrew, is a catcher, plays for the Houston Bandits in the 9U League. He's got his World Series this weekend. 48 teams.
Oh, is that right?
Yes. So, John Andrew, catcher, Houston Bandits.
I remember all about those days of traveling to nationals, to state tournament. I'm pretty sure actually this weekend is a lot of youth and select baseball state tournaments. So we will say in advance, congrats on number one, making it. Number two, good luck to everybody that's competing out there in state tournaments here around the Nebraska area. So before we get to history, Raffi, this segment brought to you by our friend Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services. Jack has been a well-respected representative since 1999 and can help you protect your home, your vehicle, your family, or even your future. Visit one of his 2 locations in Lincoln or Seward today and give Jack a call at 402-421-9100 and learn how Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services can help you protect what matters most. Raffi, history today, my friend. What you got?
All right. On this day in 2003, with the first pick, the Cleveland Cavaliers select LeBron James. LeBron James, first pick today, 2003.
It's always fun around draft time because you can look back, whether it's 5 years, 10 years, 15, or in this case, 22. And you can go back and you can look at, okay, what was this draft class really like? I saw this picture during the commercial break of the 2013, or I think it was 2013 draft class. It might've been, a little bit more recent than that, but it was Anthony Bennett was taken number 1 overall by the Cavs. Victor Oladipo was taken by the Magic. Otto Porter Jr., Cody Zeller, and Alex Len were your top 5. And you go through and go, okay, who's still in the league here? The 6 through 10. How about this one? Nerlens Noel from the University of Kentucky. He was drafted by the Pelicans. Ben McLemore from the University of Kansas. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. Then to the Minnesota Timberwolves, Michigan guard Trey Burke. And then rounding out the top 10, probably the most successful NBA player out of this top 10, CJ McCollum, who just got traded 2 days ago. But it's always interesting to just look back. LeBron James has turned out pretty good too after being selected number 1 overall in 03.
You know what's funny about that is you said 2013 NBA draft being a little bit rough around the edges. Check out the 2013 NFL draft. That year might be the worst year combined for basketball and NFL in the history of the world. I mean,
hold on, I got to pull this up. So this was the year. Was that the year Eric Fisher out of Central Michigan was taken? Yes, it was.
So. Yes,
so
it's a rough draft.
Eric Fisher, Luke Jockle, Deion Jordan. The best one out of the top 10 is Lane Johnson, who's been pretty good as an offensive lineman for the Philadelphia Eagles, not egos. How about this though? Tavon Austin was taken 8th overall that year. People forget how electric Tavon Austin was at West Virginia. You want to know what me and my buddies do? So if we're all hanging out just on a Saturday night, it's a chill, relaxing, cool night. JTP is all in town. Guess what we do? We throw on YouTube videos and we watch some of the best college football performances of like 2008 through 2012. And I can guarantee you that we've watched the Tavon Austin highlight tape about 15 times in our time.
That is awesome. Yeah, I mean, that 2013 draft, I was looking at it. It was so funny. So, I'm a Husker football guru, but I'm a Bronco football guru myself. And I looked at the Broncos pick and it said S. Williams. And I'm thinking to myself, Selvin Williams? Nah, he was a running back. He was unsigned out of Texas. Who was? And then finally I got it. Sylvester Williams. I was like, oh my goodness.
I have not heard that name in a long time. It is interesting because like we could make a whole segment. Maybe we need to continue this on the other side of it. But just guys that had such great college careers, and this is a great opportunity for the listeners. 402-464-5685. You can simply just text us a name of who had, and regardless of sport, who had an exceptional college career, but just flamed out in the NFL or in the professional league. Like I think about like Trent Richardson, the running back from Alabama, is somebody I think of a lot. I mean, Eddie Lacy's on that list. So I think maybe we just need to get to break here. We're up against the clock. Get to break. When we come back, I hope I see some texts rolling in. So we're gonna have a lot of these on the other side, Raffy.
All right. Well, we will throw it to break just to the drive. 93.7 The Ticket.
Are you looking to upgrade or improve the garage door on your home? This is Cameron Hall of Doors Plus. At Doors Plus, we guarantee to offer a wide selection of options from 5 leading garage door manufacturers as we deliver a free estimate, exact measurements, and rapid installation with a 3 to 5 week time frame. When you choose Doors Plus for your residential garage door needs, you'll work with our experienced technicians and be ensured that your new door seamlessly complements your home. Give us a call at 402-590-5000 5800 or visit us online at doorsplusllc.com. Doors Plus, garage doors and more.
Mike, I've been thinking our house could really use a makeover. How about new siding?
I've been thinking the same thing. Have you heard of James Hardy?
Yes! Sarah down the street had Roofing Service Company install James Hardy siding on their home, and they love it.
Roofing Service Company does have great reviews.
They took her through the design process and made everything super easy.
Roofing Service Company offers expert design and installation. Couple that with James Hardy's durable products and variety of colors, you and your family will love your exterior remodel. Just visit roofingservicecompany.com. That's roofingservicecompany.com.
Your Nebraska Lottery announces the 2025 NASCAR Powerball Playoff. And it's a great way to get on track for a chance to win $1,000. From May 27th to June 23rd, buy $2 of Powerball, enter the voucher number online, and you could be one of 20 winners of $1,000 and a chance to win a VIP trip to the NASCAR Championship weekend at Phoenix Raceway. Roar into any Nebraska Lottery retailer and buy $2 of Powerball today. Powerball top prize odds 1 in 292 million.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
John Henry's has a brand new membership club to protect your entire home in one program. With a VIP and a deluxe option, we will help you find the plan that best fits your needs. Receive discounts on services and equipment, priority service, complimentary inspections, and so much more. Protect your home's plumbing, heating, cooling, and electrical systems all in one membership. Call John Henry's to learn more.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
And electrical.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait. Apply now.
Are you buying a home? Westgate Bank understands that you need to make important decisions during your home buying journey. Our local lenders in Lincoln and Omaha make themselves available so you can get the information you need to know. Use our mobile mortgage app to manage your transaction from pre-qualification to closing, no matter where you are. Get the service and convenience you want from a local community bank where our interest is you. Learn more and visit us online at westgate.bank. Westgate Bank, equal housing lender, member FDIC.
In today's digital world, technology works great until it doesn't. At Hamilton, we work to keep your business up and running. We are more than an IT company. We're your partner, focused on customized solutions that set you up for success now and in the future. Say goodbye to tech stress and unexpected IT costs when you hire Hamilton. Together, we help you focus on what really matters. Hamilton Business Technologies. Real people, real technology solutions. Connect with us at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
At Cordell & Cordell, we focus on representing men in domestic relations cases.
Attorney CPA Joe Cordell.
We recognize that our clients are going through perhaps the toughest time they will ever go through. We understand that everything that's important to them is on the table. Their assets, the role in their children's lives. That's an immense responsibility that our clients entrust us with, and we take that very seriously. We've been trained to do that. We've helped thousands of clients before, and it's our hope that you'll choose to entrust us with what's most important to you.
The attorneys at Cordell & Cordell work to help men maximize their role in their children's lives. Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Lincoln area attorneys, a partner men can count on. 402-858-3220. That's 402-858-3220. Online at CordellCordell.com. That's CordellCordell.com. Office in downtown Lincoln, 1221 N Street, Suite 801, Lincoln, Nebraska 68508.
Is your child 7 to 8 years old and wanting to get involved in competitive baseball or softball? The Nebraska Dominators have been active in the youth sports community since 1994 and are currently holding tryouts for their 7U and 8U baseball and softball teams. Visit the Nebraska Dominators Facebook page for more info today and provide your player the path to a successful and enjoyable youth sports experience with the help of the Nebraska Dominators.
Welcome to The Drive with A.D. Raff and Ahman Gray. Former Husker football national champion, speaker, and author, Aaron Davis.
Nebraska will win the national championship. The Cornhuskers beat Miami. It is history, 13-0. and bring that trophy back to Lincoln.
Former Arena Football League quarterback, former head coach of the Capital City Crush, and guru of Husker football history, Chris Raff.
25 straight wins for the Cornhuskers. One of the most dominating stretches in college football history.
We may have seen one of the best teams in the history of college football tonight.
12-year NFL veteran.
He's got some speed to go with strength.
Huskers and Green Bay Packers Hall of Famer.
Shovel pass to Green into Vikings territory. Finally brought down.
And University of Nebraska East sports coach, Ahman Green.
Look at Green all by himself. 20, 10, touchdown.
Sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, everybody, we're back again. This is The Drive on 93.7 The Ticket. It is Thursday, talking some great draft busts of all time. I just thought of one over the break. This one hurt me bad. This was 1988. The Denver Broncos selected Ted Gregory, defensive tackle, Syracuse. They made that draft pick. I had no clue who he was. And then when I looked him up, said he was about 6'1.5", 270 pounds. When he got to camp, he was 5'9", maybe 240 pounds. He lasted barely a year with the Broncos. But yeah, that was a rough one.
So it obviously I'm thinking more about like draft classes that have been, notoriously bad, and across the board, we look at them as just really bad draft classes. In addition to 2013, 1992 is the one that really stands out where, who was it? It was the defensive end that was selected by the Colts. Steve.
Steve Emtman.
Yes, Steve Emtman. That is probably the worst one. I was reading some research on that 92 class during the break. Get this. So, the number one overall pick appeared in just 50 games over 6 seasons. Both first-round quarterbacks, David Klingler and Tommy Maddox, were off of the initial team's roster within 4 seasons, and both of them threw more interceptions than touchdowns during their careers. Only 2 wide receivers, Jimmy Smith and Carl Pickens, recorded more than 30 receiving touchdowns in their career out of this class. And the leading rusher from the 1992 class was Edgar Bennett, who ran for 3,900 yards but was out of the league in the next 7 seasons. That is just crazy. Nobody from the 1992 class is in Canton. Nobody's going to make it to Canton unless there's a reverse Hall of Fame. And so therefore that's why you have one of the worst classes. I was looking at this one. Do you want to know? Here's a trivia question for you, Raff. In 2013, in that 2013 draft, there was a quarterback taken from Florida State, 16th overall to the Buffalo Bills. Can you pull that name out of a hat?
Florida State.
You'll remember it immediately. It would have been before the year before Jameis Winston.
I'm not sure. You have to give it to me.
E.J. Manuel.
Oh, E.J. Manuel. Yeah.
E.J. Manuel was taken 16th overall by the Buffalo Bills. He was the first quarterback off the board, but started just 18 games and was out of the league after 5 years. Maybe the best quarterback. How about this one? The best quarterback out of that draft class, Geno Smith.
Yeah.
Still in the league, just got a massive contract extension, had a career resurgence after he left the New York Jets. So
he's done well. Yeah, I go back. I'm still thinking that 92 draft. Man, you know how to make me so upset. That 92 draft, the Broncos were getting Carl Pickens. We're going to get Elway, number 1 receiver. We're going to be great. And they draft Tommy Maddox out of UCLA. You talk about being highly upset. I thought I was upset, but then hearing the stories, how upset John Elway was, he told the organization he wanted out. There was a strong chance he was going to be traded to the Redskins that summer, but they were able to keep him, thankfully. But yeah, that was not a good time in Denver Bronco football.
How about this one? Now, granted, we have a lot of reaction from the text line. Let's go through a couple of these. First off, Eric, he says, why does Nick do nothing but cause problems? What problem did I cause today? Probably must have. We have let's see. Todd Marinovich is one. The next QB of the future for a minute, says John and Cortland. We have Tim Tebow on here as well. Tim Tebow's college career was exceptional. And then obviously, both in football and baseball. I was looking at another draft. This is a little more recent because they're going to be a little more fresh on the mind. 2015 was the year that Jameis Winston was taken number 1 overall and Marcus Mariota was taken number 2 overall. Also in that first round, you had a running back, Todd Gurley, who was on pace for a Hall of Fame career in his early times with the St. Louis and then Los Angeles Rams. He was on pace for a Hall of Fame caliber career, and then injuries cut it short. But the other running backs that were taken in that first round, Melvin Gordon, David Johnson, Tevin Coleman, and Jay Ajayi, those were your other running backs that were taken over the course of the next couple of rounds. In that same draft, though, Stephon Diggs, Tyler Lockett were included in this one. But then you also had other players like Preston Smith, Danielle Hunter, and other guys in that draft as well. But none of them really glitter with like NFL legend status or possibility.
Now they showed somewhat like running back showed spots, like David Johnson the year for the Cardinals. It was like, oh, they have something, but they never fulfilled or they never continued on. They just had like that 1 or 2 years of goodness, but were unable to continue.
It's also crazy. I mean, we can always just go down the list of guys that got picked above better players. And like, I think back to the 2018 draft where like you had, Baker Mayfield was selected and he's pretty good. Obviously Josh Allen was in this draft. Lamar Jackson was in this draft, but then you also had quarterbacks like Josh Rosen that were taken right in the middle of it. Josh Rosen was involved in this. Like just that makes me laugh a little bit just because I sit there and I go, man, in this draft class, we were talking about Josh Rosen being an NFL caliber type of quarterback. And in the same conversations and in the same light that we were questioning Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson and that whole thing. And now here we are 7 years later, if you can believe it. And it just feels like they could have not been any different of quarterbacks and potential than what we're seeing right now.
Do you remember how upset Josh Rosen was when he got drafted where he got drafted at, and how he said he was the best quarterback in the class and he was going to prove everyone wrong? I mean, looking back on it now, it's like, whoa, Dolphins were right.
I mean, even Sam Darnold was taken in the first 5 picks, right? He was a top 5 pick. And Darnold, I mean, he's okay. Maybe this is a good conversation. How do you view Sam Darnold? Because he gets a chance because of a JJ McCarthy injury in Minnesota, gets a chance to be the starting quarterback, leads them to a really impressive start. Sam Darnold looked good. And then kind of when it came down to the meaningful games and playoff time, kind of fell apart. And we saw vintage Sam Darnold a little bit. But then that doesn't stop him from getting another opportunity to be a starting quarterback out there. And Minnesota moves on from him, obviously. But you sit there and like, I don't know if I'm buying Sam Darnold's stock.
Yeah, I've always kind of put him in that after last year, that kind of the Case Keenum. Had a really good year with the Vikings. They both had good years with the Vikings.
Sure.
Signed a big contract. Keenum went to the Broncos. Darnold went to the Seahawks. And I see Sam Darnold as kind of like that Case Keenum type quarterback, maybe with a little bit more arm talent than Case Keenum has. But I kind of put them, as of right now, that's what I'd classify him as the Case Keenum.
I think that's a really, really good comparison. Like, I think back to their college careers as well. Sam Darnold had a nice college career at USC, obviously played in the Rose Bowl against Penn State, and has a lot of hype coming out of college. So I agree with you there. I also just wonder if there's something about the New York Jets. Like we've kind of indirectly said it without saying it, of that. I mean, look at the New York Jets right now. Not I take Aaron Rodgers out of it because there was an injury there and it was just a lot for, I think, both sides. Yeah. But you go back to, I mean, whether it's Zach Wilson, whether it's Geno Smith, like we just talked about a few minutes ago, like it's now Sam Darnold at the start of his career. What caliber and mindset of quarterback do you think it takes to actually have success in New York?
I missed it. What was that again? I'm sorry.
What type of mentality or mindset, or I guess quarterback, whether this is, and you can go down the list of like age, how they play, style, whatever it is, ego, mentality. What does it take to be a quarterback in New York? Because we've tried them. We've seen them try rookie guys. We've seen them try to sign veterans. We've seen them try to go with like Ryan Fitzpatrick for a little bit. And it's not number one, it hasn't been successful. Number two, it hasn't even looked close to ever being sustainable either.
Yeah, man, I'm not sure, because you want to say like a rookie and, build them up with your staff, but if you have an unstable organization, it's just hard to build a quarterback. And then you think, well, maybe an older quarterback, but then usually if you're a good older quarterback, you're wanted a lot. I think they got that with Aaron Rodgers, but he was, he got injured. I would say, I guess Aaron Rodgers is probably the guy that I would have went for if I was the Jets, I guess.
You want to know who I thought of instantly? Because I think of, okay, New York in that media market, they need somebody even keeled, but also somebody that's even keeled might not want to go to New York. And that's where it can kind of get into a pinch. I thought of Kirk Cousins, like somebody that just kind of sits back there. Obviously isn't going to be spectacular, but can do his job. And he provides you longevity and stability. Kirk Cousins hasn't dealt with a whole lot of injuries and injury problems. And so like I sit there and I go, okay, what could New York use? Number one, a veteran that doesn't feed into all the limelight and the glitter and the glam that comes with being a New York quarterback. That was what felt so wrong about Zach Wilson being a quarterback in New York for the Jets, is that you take this guy from BYU and sure, maybe I'm stereotyping a little bit, but you take this guy and you put him in the middle of the New York media and you expected him to be able to lead this football team with all this other stuff going on around him. And it just seems so difficult and it seems practically impossible. And so that's where I feel like you really, over the last decade, who's been their most successful quarterback? It's probably been the times when they had a little Ryan Fitzpatrick action in there. Or no, was it Ryan Fitzpatrick? Is that who I'm thinking of? Or was it some backup?
Yeah, I think Fitzpatrick probably would be. I mean, the only one I can go back to is like Vinny Testaverde, and that's been 20 years ago.
Yeah, but I'm saying more so in like the last decade or so, is that like he's not only the best results, but like we all thought Geno Smith's career was in the trash can, like because it just did not pan out well in New York. And so that's where I think maybe they need to lean in towards that veteran quarterback, but find one, like I said, without all the other stuff going on around him. Aaron Rodgers these last few years has had so much going on around him and so many narratives, and he's had so many comments and about what he's doing with his life and things like that, and political beliefs and all this that sure, maybe it fits in New York, but when you're trying to win football games, that stuff becomes distraction.
Yeah, it's so hard in New York too. I was thinking I think the reason why they just failed so miserably on younger quarterbacks is, like you said, the spotlights are so bright. I mean, it's hard enough starting as a rookie, but then to have the whole New York media and all those lights on you, I think it probably makes it 10 times harder to start. I mean, it's the same way I think you look at like the Dallases of the world and like anything where there's a strong media presence. I think it's just easier to start a quarterback in maybe not as big of town, but then people have their systems. Like look at Green Bay, where they draft a quarterback and sit them for a year or two, and then they've had great success with that.
That's exactly what I was actually going to say. Is you have to have an organization with a coach and a front office that has the job security, really, to where you can sit there and say we can afford to take a season off, hypothetically speaking, right? Or you have to find a way to where you can say, bring a quarterback in like you talked about, sit him for a year and them be okay with that, but then also have a plan at quarterback, for that next season. Like, I think about the Kansas City Chiefs are a perfect example with Alex Smith. Like, everybody, the writing was on the wall. I'm sure there were conversations behind closed doors about, hey, Alex, one more year, then it's going to be Patrick's turn and things like that. And it ended up coming a little sooner, maybe in that first year than what you thought. But I think ultimately, when it's all said and done, like having the job security and having a plan in place is monumental in these conversations and situations. But with New York, it feels like there's so much instability because they're hiring and firing coaches. Joe Douglas just got canned. I mean, he went to practice that day, thought everything was fine, thought he was going in for just a normal routine meeting, and he ends up getting fired. And so it's like things like that. Number one, I think it hinders you in your ability to make a smooth transition from one quarterback to what you hope to be a franchise quarterback and a younger guy. But then on top of that it's hard to get the top tier athletes to want to come and play for you because it's such a wild card of what could happen on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah. And just not knowing, like, I mean, ownership, and the Jets ownership, they have took a beating, and they've deserved the beating that they've taken. And now that you're a quarterback, going there to play, you just don't know the stability, not just of you, but of what your coaching staff is, because it hampers a young quarterback so much when you fire the offense coordinator after the first year. Maybe this head coach stays, but you get rid of your offense coordinator, then they're starting anew again. So you basically just completely can their whole entire rookie season.
Yeah. Now I will say I like Aaron Glenn a lot. I like Aaron Glenn, who's their new head coach, a lot. I think that was, in the last decade or so, that's probably been the best move that they've made, whether it was through Adam Gase or Rex Ryan or whoever it might have been. Look at us talking New York Jets football here.
Look at us.
Whether it was Adam Gase or Rex Ryan or whoever it might be, I feel like Aaron Glenn is a really, really good hire for them. And they probably don't get Aaron Glenn unless he played for them and stuff. So there's that previous connection there. But we got the question on the text line about Justin Fields now. I mean, how do we feel like Justin is going to do? We talked about ego and even keeled. Justin Fields is about as even keeled as they come. And so I think I will never forget watching, and this was years and years ago, prior to his time going to Georgia, even before transferring to Ohio State. They came out with that documentary on Netflix that they would follow around the high school quarterbacks, and they followed around Justin Fields, Spencer Rattler, and there was another one in that season. They also followed around Jake Fromm, who's the old Georgia quarterback in this documentary. And even I remember learning a lot about Justin Fields' family and how his dad's a police officer and the discipline that the Fields family had. I was impressed. And then on that same documentary, you see the way that Spencer Rattler operated. And it's not surprising to see the way that one guy's career has unfolded in comparison to another guy's, right? Just because of the way that they handled themselves. We're talking 7 years ago now. I actually think Justin Fields will do okay in New York. I think the reset in Pittsburgh last year was good for him. I think he kind of got handed a little bit of a short end of the stick just because of them wanting to play Russell Wilson over him in the second half of the year. I thought Justin Fields did a really nice job in the first half of the season.
Yeah, and it goes back to, again, the first thing I just looked up, I wanted to see who the offense coordinator for the Jets was this year, because I had no clue. And it's Tanner Engstrand. He was the passing game coordinator for the Lions. So it'll be interesting to see, being his first time, probably calling plays, first time, how he handles Justin Fields. I mean, it scares me a little bit that he really doesn't have much experience with it, but hopefully he learned a lot from Ben Johnson.
Yeah. Cubsker says Pittsburgh messed up by not resigning Justin Fields. Pittsburgh could be looking at an AFC championship game this year with Justin, but instead it'll be a wild card out season again. Even with Aaron Rodgers and what's going to be his last year. Kip brought up a funny name from that same documentary. How about Tate Martell? Do you remember that guy at all, Raff?
Oh yeah, quarterback.
Tate Martell. Do you remember what high school he went to? I'll be super impressed if you remember this one. Same high school. Same high school as what could have been Tyjon Lindsey.
Oh man, yeah, I don't know that one.
They were teammates out at Bishop Gorman High School in Las Vegas, Nebraska. Bishop Gorman High School. Tate Martell and Tyjon Lindsay were teammates at Bishop Gorman. Tyjon, I believe, was a year younger than him, but they were teammates out there at Bishop Gorman High School. So interesting stuff there. But yeah, Tate Martell, man, you talk about a guy that had a lot of hype around him. Can you imagine with those guys like Tate Martell there was not NIL around it. Tate Martell, though, the NIL opportunities for that guy coming out of high school would have been incredible.
Yeah. I mean, earlier too, speaking of Tate Martell, Texter brought in Todd Marinovich. Now, was Todd Marinovich a bust, or was he a guy that was promoted so much to put him in places that he probably should not have been in? Because he really should not have been a first-round pick by the Raiders, but he got so much notoriety working out on the beach with his dad, throwing, running, having, a great arm and stuff like that. I don't feel that. So I don't know if he was really a bust. I just think he was pushed. He's sort of like a, the lineman for the Packers from Michigan State that was on steroids, bigger than life. Tony Mandarich.
Yes.
He's one of those. Shouldn't have been drafted as high as he was, but they just made him into such a superhero. So I don't know if you call them busts or just call them they were really lucky and they were promoted so well.
Yeah, it took advantage of an opportunity. Yeah, it's interesting. That Tate Martell. By the way, one last thing on Tate Martell before we go to break. We want to know who his lead recruiter was at Ohio State.
Oh, Jim
Tressel. No, there's a Nebraska connection. It was his lead recruiter. The guy that recruited was Tim Beck.
Oh yeah. I forgot about that.
Nebraska offensive coordinator that left Nebraska, ended up going to Ohio State before going to like Texas, and then now is I believe at Coastal Carolina as the head coach.
He's a Chanticleer.
He is a Chanticleer. But no, he was the lead recruiter of Tate Martell. He was the head recruiter on Tate Martell's recruitment. So just kind of crazy stuff going on that there you can always find a Nebraska connection, I suppose. But Raff, speaking of draft classes and things like that, the NBA draft was last night. When we come back, we have to talk about some things. I have some thoughts on the coverage of it.
Oh yeah.
So I want to talk about that a little bit. Talk about the way that ESPN covers the NBA draft, the people that they choose to put on certain networks as well. Some real questionable stuff. It was hard to watch at times last night. But we also have to talk about the actual draft as well.
All right. Well, we'll throw it to break. This is The Drive, 93.7 The Ticket.
Saturday. Eagle Raceway is open for a full season of dirt track racing action every Saturday night. Don't miss the epic battles on the high banks of Eagle Raceway each Saturday between the Nebraska Septic Sprint Cars, Nebraska Lottery Modifieds, Avid Realty Sport Mods, Valentino's Hobby Stocks, and A1 Iron Stock Cars. Let's go racing. Eagle Raceway, just 10 miles east of Lincoln on O Street. Check out the full schedule at eagleraceway.com.
Mike, the insurance company wants us to replace the roof.
Wait, what? I thought everything was fine.
Yeah, it says right here our roof is too old and they won't be able to cover us anymore.
I guess it is 15 years old. Hi, I'm Austin with Roofing Service Company. We help homeowners with their roofing and siding projects. Financing options are available, and we can get you under a new roof no time at all. If this sounds like you, visit roofingservicecompany.com. That is roofingservicecompany.com.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait. Apply now.
At Cordell & Cordell, we focus on representing men in domestic relations cases.
Attorney CPA Joe Cordell.
We recognize that our clients are going through perhaps the toughest time they will ever go through. We understand that everything that's important to them is on the table. Their assets, the role in their children's lives. That's an immense responsibility that our clients entrust us with, and we take that very seriously. We've been trained to do that. We've helped thousands of clients before. And it's our hope that you'll choose to entrust us with what's most important to you.
The attorneys at Cordell & Cordell work to help men maximize their role in their children's lives. Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Lincoln area attorneys, a partner men can count on. 402-858-3220. That's 402-858-3220. Online at CordellCordell.com. That's CordellCordell.com. Office in downtown Lincoln, 1221 N Street, Suite 801, Lincoln, Nebraska 68508.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see a chance of showers and storms. Otherwise, partly sunny skies. An afternoon high around 88. Tonight, a few showers early, then mainly cloudy skies, a low around 67. And tomorrow, we'll see decreasing clouds throughout the day with light winds. It'll be hot with a high near 91. I'm meteorologist Kyle Klecker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Your Nebraska Lottery announces the 2025 NASCAR Powerball Playoff. And it's a great way to get on track for a chance to win $1,000. From May 27th to June 23rd, buy $2 of Powerball, enter the voucher number online, and you could be one of 20 winners of $1,000 and a chance to win a VIP trip to the NASCAR Championship weekend at Phoenix Raceway. Roar into any Nebraska Lottery retailer and buy $2 of Powerball today. Powerball top prize odds 1 in 292 million.
Attention baseball and softball players. The Nebraska Dominators are looking to add players to their baseball and softball teams for the 2026 season. Tryouts are happening now for all age groups, ranging from 7 years old to 14 and under for baseball and 7 years old to 18 and under for softball. Visit the Nebraska Dominators Facebook page for more information today.
Load up on meat and more this spring at The Mercado by Certified Piedmontese with great selections of T-bones, tomahawks, ribeyes, filet mignon, brisket, sirloin, and so much more. The Mercado has locations at 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, and now 85th and Old Cheney in Lincoln, where you can have $2 draft beer every Thursday night from 4 to 8 p.m. and half-price espresso drinks on Fridays from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Get to The Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Mike, the insurance company wants us to replace the roof.
Wait, what? I thought everything was fine.
Yeah, it says right here our roof is too old and they won't be able to cover us anymore.
I guess it is 15 years old. Hi, I'm Austin with Roofing Service Company. We help homeowners with their roofing and siding projects. Financing options are available, and we can get you under a new roof no time at all. If this sounds like you, visit roofingservicecompany.com. That is roofingservicecompany.com.
In today's digital world, technology works great until it doesn't. At Hamilton, we work to keep your business up and running. We are more than an IT company. We're your partner, focused on customized solutions that set you up for success now and in the future. Say goodbye to tech stress and unexpected IT costs when you hire Hamilton. Together, we help you focus on what really matters. Hamilton Business Technologies. Real people, real technology solutions. Connect with us at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Hey guys. You have heard about the Farrell's 10-Week Challenge for years on the ticket. If you still haven't joined us for this amazing challenge, what are you waiting for? You could be our next $1,000 winner like Derek, who just lost 30 pounds, 23 inches, and 8% body fat. Derek changed his life in the 10-Week Challenge, and so can you. Farrell's combines kickboxing, strength training, and nutrition coaching to get you the results you have been waiting for. Join us July 12th for the Summer 10-Week Challenge. Go to fxblincoln.com to enroll today.
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs, from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
Now back to The Drive with AD, Raff, and Ahman Green on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, everybody. Hey, we're back again. This is The Drive on 93.7 The Ticket. We're proudly sponsored by Doors Plus. If your garage door needs maintenance or you need an entirely new garage door, give Cameron Hall and his team a call today at 402-590-5800. Doors Plus is locally owned and handles everything from residential or commercial garage doors, garage door openers, safety tune-ups, or custom design. Visit DoorsPlusLLC.com to learn more. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
That is right. Raffi. So one thing I was going to talk about. So obviously, to nobody's surprise, Cooper Flagg selected as the #1 overall draft pick in the NBA draft last night. A couple of other notable picks. There was a Chinese player that was selected 16th overall. Did you see this? He was sitting in the bleachers. He was sitting in the stands. He wasn't even in the green room. He wasn't expecting to get selected that day, and he got picked.
He had to pay for his own ticket.
It was funny. So that was one of the more surprising ones. Cubsker on the text line makes it perfect. I mean, he says it. He says the Bulls had Derek Queen right there to pick, just like you said, Nick, but chose another wing guy. Instead, they chose a French player, VJ Edgecombe, I believe is how you pronounce his last name. But yeah, that's who they selected, and Derek Queen was off the board with the 13th overall pick in the NBA draft. Here's what I had to say about the coverage that it was given and allowed last night. Now, I will say this. I'm a massive fan of Andrea Carter. She played college basketball at Tennessee. I think she breaks down the game very, very well. But I was listening to I think it was the Malika Andrews, Stephen A. Smith, and Bob Myers coverage.
Yeah.
And my issue with this, and I understand Stephen A. Smith is around the game a lot. I get it. And frankly, they're paying him as much money as anybody at ESPN. And so my thing is this, though, unfortunately, is I struggle when they have a former NBA GM sitting there on the panel and they still go to Stephen A. Smith to understand and hear the analysis of it. I feel like they're missing it dramatically. I get that he's one of the biggest personalities in all of sports. I get it. However, from an analysis standpoint, I would be fascinated to learn about the inner workings from Bob Myers, who put together and was a big reason why the Golden State Warriors were able to put together an NBA championship caliber roster. He's a guy that identified Draymond Green in the second round and was able to make him into an NBA type of player. I would love to hear his analysis first and foremost, but instead it's turns into a lot of screaming and shouting because of Stephen A. Smith going, "Oh my goodness, I cannot believe the trade. I cannot believe the trade," and all of this. And it's like, I would be fascinated to learn about the analysis of how do these trades work when it's very complicated. And people might not realize, Raff, the NBA's like calendar year is not over yet. And so that is why it's very difficult to pull these trades off, is because the calendar year doesn't start till after the draft. And so these trades don't officially go through until a couple of weeks from now. It's a very complicated process. And then you bring in all the financial pieces of it with like the first and second tier aprons and salary caps and supermax deals. Like, I want to hear the actual analysis of it. And I feel like ESPN kind of just misses on that.
Yeah, I felt like last night they really missed with Stephen A. Smith for the fact that I don't even really think he was all that prepared. He came in with basically 2 points. He wanted Fears drafted from Oklahoma, and he did not want the Sixers to draft Ace Bailey. On one of the picks, I believe it was the Brooklyn, that Igor Dimon pick. He's like, well, he can pass. They needed everything. Like, it was like, and then there was another player. I think it actually was the player from China. He didn't know a thing about him. He goes, "I know nothing about him." And I'm just like, well, I thought that's why you're on to analyze the draft. And then him and Bob Myers, I mean, it looked like it was getting a little testy between the two of them there for a little bit. So I just could never see Mel Kiper go, "Well, I don't know anything about that player," because I assumed that's why Stephen A. Smith was on there, was to analyze the draft picks, because they had Kevin Nagandi was the head guy.
That's right.
Then Bob Myers, and so I was confused what Stephen A. Smith was there, other than just to be loud. And I mean, usually I don't really get annoyed by him. I kind of like his stick and what he says. But last night I was just like, wrong situation.
Yeah, a little bit of it. Just to recap, so a couple of notable picks. I mean, here's what's even crazier, Raff, is the Rutgers Scarlet Knights had 2 of the top 5 NBA draft picks in Ace Bailey, obviously, who goes to the Utah Jazz 5th overall, and then the Spurs draft Dylan Harper 2nd overall. But the Rutgers Scarlet Knights went 15 and 17. They lost their apparel deal with Adidas because these 2 players, Dylan Harper and Ace Bailey, wore Nike shoes. So they lost their university-wide brand deal with Adidas because of this, because it violated it. And they go 15 and 17, miss the postseason. And now you look at it and go, what did we get out of this? Right? Like, now you can go recruit and say, hey, we sent 2 guys to the league, top 5 picks. They're now millionaires, right? Like, Dylan Harper's contract's worth like $56 million when his dad, Ron Harper's, entire earnings throughout his entire career was like $32 million, which is just absurd in my mind. But once again, it's you lost your entire media rights, or not media rights, your brand deal with Adidas, because you allowed Dylan Harper and Ace Bailey to wear Nikes, and now they're gone.
Yeah, so you're hoping that Nike signs them to a deal, I guess, for an apparel deal. But now they're saying, well, you guys don't have our 2 players there, so
you don't have any athletes. We don't need them.
Crawling back to Adidas, I guess. But yeah, that's weird. And then if they go back to Adidas, those 2 guys aren't going to wear any of your apparel anyway. So you better hope they can Nike signs them, I guess. But yeah, it's interesting. Another thing too was the whole Ace Bailey draft. That was crazy to me. No workouts, no interviews. All right, let's go get them. I'm like, what is going on here? But it worked out for him.
Yeah, it's wild. So a couple other notable draft picks. The Bulls drafted Noah Essenge from France. The Hawks, who then traded it to the New Orleans Pelicans, drafted Derek Queen from Maryland. Obviously, Walter Clayton fell a little bit. He's going to be going to the Utah Jazz after he was selected 18th overall. Danny Wolf from Michigan. Did you see the interview with Danny Wolf and his mom, where she was, we are so excited to get to New York. That's exactly where he wanted to go. And she has the microphone in front of her face, and Danny Wolf just goes, Brooklyn. We're going to Brooklyn. And she just kept going, we're just so excited to get to New York and get to work. That's exactly where he wanted to go. So that was kind of funny. UConn's Liam McNeely. The Hornets, here's the thing. The Hornets had an interesting draft. So they got Con Knipple from Duke in the top 5 with the 4th overall pick. But then they got a 3-point sharpshooter in Liam McNeely from UConn with the 29th pick. So the Hornets, essentially the Suns drafted Liam McNeely, but that pick was traded to the Charlotte Hornets. And so it's I mean, they got 2 guys that are just going to go sit back there on the perimeter with LaMelo Ball and just start chucking up some threes.
Yeah, that's the way they do it. Just shoot threes. And then I love Brooklyn and all their first round draft picks yesterday. That was awesome.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
I was like, I've never heard of a team in my life have 5 first round draft picks. I was like, all right, here we go.
Yeah, it was an interesting NBA draft. I also, let me say this, I absolutely despise the fact that they can't do 2 rounds on one night.
Yeah, I was
they were taking 10 minutes in between every pick, and I had no reason to ever believe, oh, you know what? This is something that takes 2 nights. Like, this is, once again, just trying to eat up every day of the calendar. That you're just trying to be on the minds of everybody for every single day. I feel the same way about the NFL draft, in all honesty. I feel like they could do 2 rounds in one day.
Yeah, I think you could, but NFL draft, you have the grab. I mean, NBA draft, I don't think NBA draft's going to be on my mind tonight. I might check the box score to see if Bryce gets drafted, but other than that, that's the only appeal I have. I don't think there's really, and then half the time, heck, not even the first rounders, but after about pick like 20, you start to wonder if they're even going to make the team or if they'll be in G League or where they're going to be at. Yeah. So that's always weird to me.
So let me ask you this. What's going to be on your mind tonight then? Is it the Royals, the fact that they've lost 16 of their last 19, or what's the situation there? Because the Kansas City Royals, we did a deep dive on them yesterday. We don't have to do that today. But Caglione is hitting 188 at the big league level right now. It's not started out great for good old Jack. You had a fascinating pitching matchup yesterday with the new kid on the block and Jacob Mizorowski from the Milwaukee Brewers going up against Paul Skeens. Mizorowski gets the win. He's now 3-0 with a 1.33 earned run average, or excuse me, a 1.13 earned run average, which is just bizarre. What's on your mind tonight? What's on the television for Chris Raff?
Man, I don't know. Maybe I'll watch some old Denver Bronco replays or something. I'll be like JTP. What's that?
Over the NBA draft.
Oh, I'd take anything over the NBA draft. I mean, it's especially tonight. Like yesterday, I had little appeal to me. I just wanted to see who the top 10 picks were. But today, there's zero appeal. I'd watch. I don't even. Somebody text in, what I should watch instead. I'll watch anything instead of that.
It's interesting. How about this? So 30%, speaking of the NBA real quick, 30% of the season's NBA players this year were international players. And so we're starting to see that more and more from the NBA draft. And there's a lot of, obviously there's a lot of international flavor in the NBA draft. And we saw a couple of them get selected last night. Noah Senge. We saw Hansen Yang from China get drafted. Joan Beringer we saw get drafted as well. So there's a lot of international flavor. But once again, I mean, essentially a little just under 1 in every 3 players in the NBA right now on active rosters are international guys.
Yeah, that's why. Also, I want to say congratulations to Cedric Coward. That's a heck of a story. Started out in Division III and then ends up being drafted. I mean, that's gigantic. I mean, that's a jump.
On ESPN, it was Colin Cowherd that got drafted. So.
Oh yeah, Colin. Same guy. But that was crazy. I heard that Division III. I was like, wow, that's a heck of a jump.
Yeah. Money G in Kansas goes, what is this NBA that you speak of? There you go.
Yeah.
That's how I guess.
I agree with you, Money G.
So, all right, Raff's good take on the other side, my friend.
All right, well, don't break. Just the drive. 93.7 The Ticket.
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
John Henry's has a brand new membership club to protect your entire home in one program. With a VIP and a deluxe option, we will help you find the plan that best fits your needs. Receive discounts on services and equipment, priority service, complimentary inspections, and so much more. Protect your home's plumbing, heating, cooling, and electrical systems all in one membership. Call John Henry's to learn more.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
And electrical.
In today's digital world, technology works great until it doesn't. At Hamilton, we work to keep your business up and running. We are more than an IT company. We're your partner, focused on customized solutions that set you up for success now and in the future. Say goodbye to tech stress and unexpected IT costs when you hire Hamilton. Together, we help you focus on what really matters. Hamilton Business Technologies. Real people, real technology solutions. Connect with us at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just their professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, their passion for happier, healthier, furry friends.
Hi, I'm Asher on summer break and about to start second grade. Thanks to awesome people like you who picked Aloe Fiber. They donated $193,000 to schools like mine. This summer, I'm using my fast internet to keep learning, and I can't wait to tell my teacher everything I discovered. So if you're a grown-up picking internet, choose Aloe, because Aloe chooses us, our schools, our town, and our future. Go to aloefiber.com to learn more.
Your Nebraska Lottery announces the 2025 NASCAR Powerball Playoff. And it's a great way to get on track for a chance to win $1,000. From May 27th to June 23rd, buy $2 of Powerball, enter the voucher number online, and you could be one of 20 winners of $1,000 and a chance to win a VIP trip to the NASCAR Championship weekend at Phoenix Raceway. Roar into any Nebraska Lottery retailer and buy $2 of Powerball today. Powerball top prize odds 1 in 292 million.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Cobble Chevrolet GMC, and the hail sale has been a huge success, but is winding down. We still do have several units with huge discounts. Plus, we have brand new Sierras, $14,000 off list, or starting at $37,105, or 0.9% APR on select new models. Yes, you heard right. $14,000 off or 0.9% APR on new Sierras starting at $37,105. So please check us out at cobblecars.com. All deals with roof credit, stock number G289358.
If you're a veteran, our nation has created a wide range of benefits to thank you for your service. But it can be difficult to navigate the process of determining eligibility, filing claims, appealing decisions, and securing the benefits you've earned. Speak to your county veteran service officer or the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs State Service Office to see what's available to you and your family. These services are 100% free. So visit veterans.nebraska.gov today. Sponsored by the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Don't wait for Lincoln's fireworks stands to open up. Get the good stuff at Roca Crazy Cracker in downtown Roca. Stop in from June 25th through July 4th for the hot spot for rockets and more this Independence Day. Open 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. every day. It's Roca Crazy Cracker Fireworks in downtown Roca.
Why are some people more successful? Is it talent and determination, or did they recognize an opportunity? Discover a career that lets you help families reach their financial goals as you build lasting professional relationships. One with unlimited income potential. From Modern Woodman, a leading fraternal financial services provider.
I'm Modern Woodman Regional Director Sean Erickson. Call me at 402-483-6515 to learn about career opportunities.
Modern Woodman of America. Touching lives, securing futures.
Have you been injured in an accident and don't know where to turn? You need an attorney you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you've been injured, we want to help you. Liberty Law's experienced attorneys are committed to the pursuit of justice for those injured. Call Liberty Law and find out how we can help you get the compensation you deserve. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. Call the trial attorneys you can trust. 877-42-LIBERTY.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Now back to The Drive with AD, Raff, and Ahman Green on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, everybody, we're back again. This is The Drive, 93.7 The Ticket, wrapping up another show on this beautiful Thursday. I wonder if AD made it back.
I was going to say, it will not be a false alarm tomorrow. We know AD got on the plane. He will be back tomorrow. Had some issues out in Denver last night, and so we are excited that AD will join us tomorrow on a Friday to wrap up the week, a week that's kind of flown on by. Hopefully it's flown on by for everybody. We got this text, or I should say comment, on the YouTube stream. Raff says, watch the replay of Nebraska versus Northwestern and see Jordan Westerkamp's miracle Hail Mary catch. How about this? That comment comes on a day where we had Ron Kellogg III in the studio. So that's quite the the irony there for that comment to come on by. Maybe that's Ron Kellogg III himself chiming in, telling you to watch that video. But the man who threw that pass was in studio earlier today. So, by the way, if you missed any of the show, you can always go back and check it on the video stream, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and on Allo Cable channel 961. If you missed any, you want to listen to it in podcast form, you can check it out wherever you get your podcasts. I just saw an interesting article that maybe we need to hit on with AG at some point, Raff, before we get out of here. So there's a young man by the name of Jacob Wilson who plays for the Athletics. They're not the Oakland Athletics. They're not the Las Vegas Athletics.
Is it that center fielder?
He is the shortstop, who is hitting 350 right now in his rookie season with the Athletics. Jacob Wilson is his name, and he sat down with Jeff Passan of ESPN the other day, and they were asking him, hey, what's your secret to having success, and like how do you relieve stress and things like that? And he said, I play Fortnite for over 7 hours a day. And it's pretty ridiculous. He goes, I play Fortnite for over 7 hours a day. So he plays video games for 7+ hours, goes and hits. And I have to finish reading the article, but it's a fascinating start that he believes his secret to hitting 350 in the majors. And he's currently leading the all-star voting for the shortstop position. He believes the secret is Fortnite and video games. So I thought that was a pretty funny story.
Hey, speaking of all-star games, how do fans vote now? Do they do it electronically or
MLB.com? You go on to MLB.com and you just fill out your ballot. You can fill out a ballot once a day, and that's how you vote.
You know how we used to do it back in the 80s?
Mail it in?
Nope. You'd go to the stadium and they'd have like a little ballot thing, and you'd punch them out and you'd have your hanging chads, and then you'd put it in the ballot box at the stadium. Yeah. So I have somewhere a bunch of those old unused ballots. I'm gonna have to find they might be worth something now. I never know, but
I wish we lived in a city that had a big league ballpark, just because it's probably for the best that we don't, because I would probably be at the ballpark daily. So either way, no, it's exciting times. All right, Raffi, what you got for a little RGT action today?
All right, everybody. Today's Raff's Good Take goes out to the Clinton Summer Community Learning Center of Lincoln Scholars. They've been learning about what the LOO stands for. The LOO stands for Lifting Others Up. Nice. And they were each given $1, I believe just this past week. And they decided to donate the money that they were each given to the International Quilt Museum and one of my personal favorites, the Lincoln Animal Ambassadors, to address animal homelessness. So a big shout out to Simone and her staff and to all the scholars that are participating in the Clinton Summer program. You guys are Raff's Good Take.
Absolutely. Once again, AD will join us mañana on a Friday. Hope everybody has a great Thursday there. Raff, we got about 25 seconds. Take us away, my friend. 25
seconds. Oh, happy birthday, Derek Jeter. Derek Jeter turns 51 today. So happy birthday, Derek. Everyone else, have a great Thursday. Be nice to each other, and we will talk to you tomorrow.
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs, from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
Hey guys, you have heard about the Farrell's 10-week challenge for years on the ticket. If you still haven't joined us for this amazing challenge, what are you waiting for? You could be our next $1,000 winner like Derek, who just lost 30 pounds, 23 inches, and 8% body fat. Derek changed his life in the 10-week challenge, and so can you. Farrell's combines kickboxing, strength training, and nutrition coaching to get you the results you have been waiting for. Join us July 12th for the Summer 10-Week Challenge. Go to fxblincoln.com to enroll today.
Are you looking to upgrade or improve the garage door on your home? This is Cameron Hall of Doors Plus. At Doors Plus, we guarantee to offer a wide selection of options from 5 leading garage door manufacturers as we deliver a free estimate, exact measurements, and rapid installation with a 3 to 5 week time frame. When you choose Doors Plus for your residential garage door needs, you'll work with our experienced technicians and be ensured that your new door seamlessly complements your home. Give us a call at 402-590-5800 or visit us online at doorsplusllc.com. Doors Plus, garage doors and more.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstorats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills Global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Attention baseball and softball players. The Nebraska Dominators are looking to add players to their baseball and softball teams for the 2026 season. Tryouts are happening now for all age groups, ranging from 7 years old to 14 and under for baseball and 7 years old to 18 and under for softball. Visit the Nebraska Dominators Facebook page for more information today.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Cobble Chevrolet GMC and the Hail